Hello, my name is Zachary Nilles, owner of Z's Painting. I'm here to show you an informational video regarding different various kinds of paintbrushes that you should be using, or what to be using and how to use them in particular situations when you're painting. This is a angle brush, and it's a 45-degree angle brush. Essentially it's used for cutting in. You could use it for other things, but us professionals prefer this a lot of times just because it makes it a lot easier to essentially cut in, make sure that there's a crisp line, and if you have to do an accent wall, which is something that we are doing currently. So essentially, let's get right into it. Let's show you how to use this. Okay, so the 45-degree angle, you want to make sure the peak is at the top, and it slopes down. You want to make sure that slope down part, this is your flare. We call it a flare because what you're doing is flaring out the paintbrushes, the bristles, or you can call it feathering the bristles as well. Those are proper terminologies that we use. So what we're doing right here is we're feathering it. See how the peak sits at the very, very top and you have the very bottom right there? Okay, so we call this the guiding point. That point at the very top is the guiding point, and it tells you exactly where your paintbrush is going to be landing. See? And it's a perfect cut-in. Now let's do over here to give you a little bit more of a visual, because that's just trim. Trim's pretty easy. Now we have a corner here. Now I don't expect you to know how to do accents. This is not what this informational video is regarding. I can always do another video regarding to that and show you different techniques and how to do it and do it correctly so that it looks nice and it falls aligned with the rest of the room and it looks symmetrically good. So we're gonna go right back and using the same exact technique that we were using before. So what you want to do is try to find that point of the corner where it's going to meet between the two, and essentially do as you did over there by the trim. Just guide it along the way. Be very slow and gentle with it, and it'll guide you the rest of the way. It's a pretty straight line, but ideally that's what the angle brush is for. It's to cut in, make things look a little bit more crisp with lines, symmetrically good. We love using it in the professional field when we're painting. Now, we also have our flat brushes. This is a slight angle. It's a 45-degree angle. It's a 2-inch brush. Same thing, but it has a longer handle. Some people prefer the knuckle brushes right here. It's just a shorter brush. It makes it a little bit ergonomically better. You're not using your wrist too much, whereas this is more of a pencil holding thing. So again, it's the same technique. Make sure that point is right at the top and the slope is down there. And what you want to do is essentially do the same thing as you did before. Guide it right down the middle. See? Simple. There are different kinds of paintbrushes out there, different brands. I prefer the Purdy brand because it is a little bit more expensive. It may be more expensive, but they're good quality brushes, and it beats all the others. The competition is no other, and I do approve of them. Now, as far as this one, I'm not sure what kind this is. This is something we bought for $6 at Menards. I would love to rate this, but we're not doing videos for that. Flat brushes, they're very blunt and they're meant to lay on large amounts of paint, where there doesn't involve a whole lot of cutting in or anything like that. So you could do that just as well with any other brush, an angle brush or anything like that. An angle brush, it's a little easier because you can lay it down, point into the corner, kind of, and then you can like roll it down. And it just makes it, again, it makes for a crisper line. 45, angle brush is just a beautiful kind of brush, and you get different sizes of them. This is more for laying on your paint. So let's go ahead and wet this and show you what it's all about. coverage isn't that great, but if you're looking to get a job done quickly, and like I said, it's just, say for instance, I just want to do a wall. This is already painted, but I want to do a wall, and I just don't have the time or patience to roll it. I don't have the money. This is cheaper. This is $6 in comparison to buying the roller sleeve, and everything else that comes along with it. Now, all we do is roll down the paint. The coverage isn't that great, but slow, easy does it, even strokes, up and down. I would say do them long wise. And brushes like this, you don't use for cutting in. You don't use this in the professional environment. I mean, we do, but very rarely do you see a lot of painters using this. You'll find a lot of painters using a much larger brush, but angled. But that's just what we prefer in the professional world. Now, as you being home doing a DIY job, this just is convenient. You know, it's easier to get a set from Menards and pay $6 or $7 for a set. And you have your angle brush, you have your blunt brush, you have what you need there to do a room, to do an accent or cut in. So this is our informational video pertaining to different kinds of brushes. There are many other kinds, different brands. Again, you don't have to fall in line with Purdy or anything like that. You just find just a simple brush that's angled and get right to it. Start getting into the painting. Remember, feathering is very important as well, and how much you put on your paintbrush, because that could fling paint everywhere, and you don't want a disaster, you know, along with another disaster you're trying to fix. So, again, my name is Zachary Nilles. I'm the owner of Z's Painting, and we show you we care one wall at a time.